There's a temperature threshold beyond which the human body simply can't survive. A threshold that some parts of the world are increasingly starting to cross. It's a wet bulb temperature of 95 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's unpack what that means, starting with the number, 95. It has to do with our human body temperature. The human body needs to be right around 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. If our body temperature gets too high or too low, bad things can happen. Our bodies are always giving off heat from normal functions like digesting, thinking, and pumping blood. If it were to get above 95 degrees Fahrenheit outside, our body heat just wouldn't have anywhere to go. That's why our bodies have a built-in cooling system. Sweat. Sweat works by using a physics hack called evaporative cooling. It takes quite a bit of heat to turn water from a liquid to a gas. So as little droplets of sweat leave our skin, they pull a lot of heat away from our bodies. When the air is really dry, a little bit of sweat can cool us down a lot. But humid air, on the other hand, already contains a lot of water vapor, which makes it harder for sweat to evaporate, and we can't cool down as well. This is where the term wet bulb temperature comes in. It's a measure of heat and humidity, essentially the temperature we experience after sweat cools us off. We can measure the wet bulb temperature by sticking a damp little sleeve on the end of a thermometer and spinning it around. Water evaporates from the sock, cooling down the thermometer. If it's humid, it hardly cools down at all, and if the air is dry, it cools down a lot. That final reading after it's cooled down is the wet bulb temperature. In Death Valley, one of the hottest places on Earth, temperatures often get up to 120 degrees Fahrenheit. But the air is so dry that it actually only registers a wet bulb temperature of 77 degrees. At the same time, a humid state like Florida could reach that same wet bulb temperature on a muggy 86-degree day. And when the wet bulb temperature gets above 95 degrees Fahrenheit, the body loses its ability to cool down, and the consequences can be deadly. Until recently, scientists didn't think we'd crossed this threshold outside of doomsday climate change scenarios. But a 2020 study looking at detailed weather records around the world found we've already crossed it at least 14 times in the last 40 years. These hot, humid events have all been clustered in two regions, Pakistan and the Arabian Peninsula. The warm water in the Red Sea and the Persian Gulf makes the air above extremely humid. Inland on the Arabian Peninsula, the arid continental heat causes temperatures to skyrocket. And when these two systems meet, they can tip the wet bulb temperatures above that 95-degree threshold. In Pakistan, it's a little less clear what's driving these hot, humid extremes, but scientists think it's caused by warm, humid air flowing inland during the monsoon season. As the air passes over the Indus River, it only gets more humid, until it hits cities like Jacobabad, often referred to as one of the hottest cities on Earth. Jacobabad has crossed that deadly wet bulb threshold a whopping 6 times, the most of any single city on record. If we plot all these events over time, it's clear these hot, humid extremes are increasing as the planet warms. Scientists expect these events to occur even more frequently in these regions going forward. And other places like coastal Mexico and a larger portion of South Asia might soon be at risk of crossing these thresholds for the first time. Extreme heat is deadly at temperatures well below the 95-degree threshold. Healthy young adults can experience serious health effects at a wet bulb temperature of 86 degrees. And even dry heat can be dangerous when people's bodies simply can't pump out sweat fast enough to cool themselves. With every degree of warming, we're making these dangerous heat events even more likely. And stopping climate change may be our best chance to keep these events as rare as possible.